All right.
It's gonna be a good show.
Right. Welcome in. Yeah, found us once again. Shoot the Gap, the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football focus show spanning the generation gap of the 20s and 40s. I am your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, and it's my pleasure to introduce, of course, the maverick of the show, Connor, the Gut Marshall. How you doing, man? How you doing, dude? How you doing?
What's up,
doing
man?
all right?
Thanks for the love. I feel a lot of love these last couple of weeks. I feel at home.
Oh man, that's some funny
And
stuff.
I'm still
dude.
in Top Gun.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm in, obviously. All right, it's now the 72nd show on July 20th in this hopeful year of our Lord, and we have a great show for you today. Today is something that I deemed just me. It's my own little thought. Sharpshooter show. And what I mean by that is that that we're actually going to be focusing on one thing. Okay, we are going to be going over the news and rumors and focusing on all that information since there's a lot.
Up in it.
Yeah, that needs to be digested. So.
And that's what I do around here. I'm the gut. I digest.
Well, there's a few things here, man. That's something that broke this morning that we're going to go and talk about. This is Tuesday, again, July 20th. So some really, really big news we're going to go and talk about here in a second. So that's why we kind of just changed the show up a little bit. We're going to just focus on the news and the rumors and just see where we go from there. I mean, it's training camp's about to start, so it's time to get those juices going. But before we do that, I want to make sure and thank the supporters of the show. I'm going to go ahead and go first, man. I want to go with, of course, High Volume Music Radio, where you can hear shows like Andrea Bay's vocal sounds, the Business Knowledge Broker Show, Bring Back the 8-Track, Access Granted, Brown Sugar Express, What's on Your Mind with Dan Boogie, Blame It on the Boogie, the Monday Mixtape, and the new Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. All that with just a free app. Yeah, so make sure to download that app, High Volume Music Radio. Check them out also online, highvolumemusicradio.com, and the pride of Sunnyside. If it ain't high volume, Connor.
It ain't loud enough.
Yeah,
Shout out to Charlie as well. I heard that's a cool show.
Yeah, well, one guy's really cool. The other one's a jerk.
Charlie's a cool. That Brian guy's a total ass from what I've heard.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, I didn't even have to give you well, it was multiple choice, but yeah, you got it.
Speaking of multiple choices, Sports Host is the second sponsor for our show, and they have just about every choice you can possibly need for sports, including esports, which you can hear about on Drive Time with Charlie and Brian. So download Sports Host in the link below.
Yeah, there you go. Connecting everything going. All right. So, okay. All right. So, what we're going to do. All right. It's of course.
No canoes is good canoes. No canoes is good canoes. If you ain't got any rules. If you ain't got any canoes. Ha!
Every time.
Yeah, I feel like Bob Ross. Every time he cleans his brush, he always giggled. Every time I play this, dude, I always giggles, man. I always giggle.
I feel
but
like
check this
Bill
out.
Murray in Groundhog Day.
yeah. Well, man. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing started here. So let's get it started now. Well, actually, Connor, you break the news. Do you know exactly the one we're going to start off with? You talk about it, dude. You do it.
Yeah. Motherfucking Aaron Rodgers is returning to the Packers. And
Boo! Not yet. No.
The other breaking. Well, there was two breaking things. That was the other Cam Akers. So Akers.
Let's talk about that one, and then we'll do Aaron Rodgers. Okay. And you lead it, man, because you got it already. You put out the two of them out there. So go ahead. You start.
Okay.
You start with it.
Cam Akers, thank you, by the way. Thank you for letting me lead this. I'm very excited, guys. I'm very excited. So Cam Akers got injured. He tore his Achilles. He's out for the season. So this is huge. Me and the Amigo both were big fans of Akers. We were taking him in the second round. I would feel sure about that decision. In some drafts I did, he was my RB1. So this is a big deal because I don't necessarily think that, like the next up guy on the Rams he's not a replacement for Cam Akers.
Darrell Henderson Jr.
I don't think Darrell Henderson Jr. has what it takes. I don't think he's got the moxie or the resolve to be as good as Cam Akers is. Now, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope you have a great season with him for fantasy. That's just what I've seen so far. He also seemed a little injury prone. So that plus the lack of Cam Akers, he was dialed in. He was dialed in last year. But that's really big news.
Yeah, and if you remember, like before Cam Akers, kind of the little section between Todd Gurley and Cam Akers.
It was RBBC.
Yeah, that's where Darrell Henderson came along, and you really didn't. I remember drafting him, kind of really excited, hoping that he was going to be something because he has all the talent. He's incredible, but he hasn't been able to produce. And last time, in that little section between Todd Gurley and Cam Akers, it was a committee. And look, okay, I think, like, doesn't it sound LA? Okay, this sounds very LA for them to sign either Le'Veon Bell or Adrian Peterson. I mean, I think that's coming down the pipe.
They signed them both.
Dude, yeah, I mean that's quite possible. And so I don't think this is the backfield they're going into war, into battle with, man.
I don't think Darrell Henderson's that guy.
Well, I mean, I think he can be, but he's a little injury prone. But I just see them doing, RBBC, the running back by committee. I mean, that's just what I see. So I think, we just said Darrell Henderson's not going to be the one that benefits. Somebody's benefiting.
So we can both agree that someone's going to benefit, but it's probably not going to be Darrell Henderson. They're probably going to go out and sign someone. So at this point in time, you just gotta, wait and see what happens.
Well, My point, okay, yeah, that's one way to look at it. But the way I'm looking at it is that no, you don't have to wait to see what happens. You already know what's going to happen. It's going to be a running back by committee. By either the people that they have already, the young guys that they believe it's some draft picks that they have, that are going to be underneath Henderson, either that or they're going to sign some veterans or maybe a combination of it all. But it's going to be a running back by committee, man. I don't think there's going to be like one, workhorse kind of guy there. And so the guy that I think is going to really, to be honest with you, that I think to be the biggest beneficiary is Tyler Higbee. I mean, if you really think about it,
Higbeast.
Yeah, Stafford.
So lack of a bell cow equals Higbeast.
Well, Stafford has shown back in Detroit that when he doesn't have an elite RB, he does lean on his tight end.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that he's the guy that's going to benefit because Henderson gets a bump up. I do think he gets that, but no, man, you got too many things lurking in free agency that are probably going to cause that problem.
Can I just play devil's advocate right now?
No, absolutely not. You have to agree with everything I say. Come on, man. You know the rules. We talked about this before the show. Oh, no. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. I'm right. You're wrong. No. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
No, this is only because I've always liked to if I'm not going to draft the Rams, I at least want to understand the situation. Because I remember when I first got back into fantasy, I wasn't paying attention to fantasy for a while when the Rams were the LA Rams. So when I came back in, what was it, like 2018 or whatever, there was like, oh, it's the LA Rams now. I'm like, the Rams are good now? You're like, the Rams are really good. And so I think it's worth paying attention. So they still have Woods and they still have Kupp, right? And then they drafted a rookie wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Did you watch any tape on him?
I just know that he's really good, but the whole thing is that the wide receiver, I don't really pay attention too much to the wide receiver group of the Rams because it's shit stick. I mean, it really is, dude. You really don't know if it's going to be Woods or it's going to be Kupp.
I'm not trying to say draft one of those guys. I'm just curious here. I want to pick your brain. I know that when Matthew Stafford historically threw to wide receivers more, it was one particular wide receiver that he threw to a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, that was Galladay, though, right?
That was Megatron. I'm talking about Megatron.
Oh, Johnson. Yeah. Okay, well, still, it's the same thing.
What I'm trying to say is just like, okay, I see the pathway. He's older now. He can't throw as far. He throws to the tight end.
Well, no, I'm talking about Hawkinson, dude. Hawkinson feasted, man, all last year by Stafford.
Yeah, because Galladay couldn't stay. But that's the thing.
That's right. They didn't have an elite running back. It's the same setup. It's the same setup.
But the Rams have good coaches, and they have 3 good wide receivers now. So
that's correct.
He has 4 people that he could throw to. So I feel like the ultimate takeaway from this is the bad news is good news for Matthew Stafford. You draft him in fantasy because he's gonna be the one slinging the rock. That's
Okay.
what I would. That's
Okay.
what I would take away. That's what it seems
Okay,
like.
well, it's a great value too because you can get him like down in the double-digit
Yeah,
rounds,
he's
you know.
past Joe
So,
Burrow.
yeah. Well, dude, did you see? Speaking of which, just a real quick second. Have you done a mock draft today? I mean, it's okay if you have it.
No, I
Yes or
haven't.
no? Dude, the ADPs have all changed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, check it out, dude. It's gonna surprise you. It's gonna surprise you, man. Yeah, yeah. What's up, dude? Unfortunately, your boy Anderson, Robbie, is he went up the ladder, dude. So, yeah, and way up there. You know, I mean, he's up there, dude.
What,
So you know,
fourth round?
no.
I'm too ahead of the curve. My
Yeah,
values
yeah,
end up
yeah.
falling.
Yeah, so basically, in summation, stay away from the backfield. Wide receivers, anybody's guess. Higbee should be good, but Stafford's the one who benefits the most from all this mess. Correct?
See.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next news blurb,
So
sir.
Aaron Rodgers is returning to the Green Bay Packers to once again pack with his boys on the field. This means that his boys, Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, are going to feast once again for fantasy. You know, that's kind of the assumption.
You know, man, it's like whatever that information or like it hasn't really been like official or at least not yet that I've seen. Maybe you've seen something different, but what I've seen is exactly what you saw, what you're talking about, and it all started from that a tweet by Aaron Rodgers, which was one more, and he put a pound sign. So I'm thinking that's supposed to be hashtag. I don't know. You know,
The thing that we have to understand is this is how they communicate. So it's very important when they do stuff like this, no matter how cryptic it may be.
Well, no, I'm just talking about like the pound sign afterwards. That seems like an old man move. So I salute it. I like it.
Oh, you like it?
But yeah, but dude, whenever that went out, dude, whenever I was doing some mock drafts, everything changed almost immediately. I mean, I haven't ever seen, never in my life, dude, have I ever seen three characters, okay, just three characters like that, just throw the ADPs up. I mean, in the mock drafts that I did, I mean, Aaron Jones, dude, he's been shooting into the first round now. Devontae Adams is now on the rise. I mean, dude, it's it's crazy. Aaron Rodgers, of course, is getting picked higher now. It's like everybody like woke up, you know, to like since he's committed there. Now all these guys go. Now there was a question that you asked me, Connor, and since I got the calm, so to speak, I'm going to throw it on to you. Okay, so you're going to have to answer it, not me. Is Aaron Jones worthy of a first-round draft pick, sir?
No. No, he's not.
Elaborate.
He's not.
Elaborate.
He's not worth it because he's too touchdown dependent. They've brought other guys in. Well, fuck. I forgot that Jamal Williams isn't there anymore. He might be.
No.
He might be worth it then.
But Quadzilla is.
Nah, that's. Oh, I guess Saquon is Saquads, so that technically does make AJ Dillon Quadzilla. Well, I don't know if Quadzilla is ready yet. I mean, he seems good, but he still seems like very much so green and learning the system.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Aaron Jones have like one more year left?
Yeah.
I don't. Can I finish this? Because this is what I think is going to happen.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he blows up in the second half of the year, but I think that Aaron Jones, he is going to be a good start from the beginning of the year, you know, because it's going to just be him really. I changed my mind. He's worth a first-round draft pick.
You know what I'm hearing also is that don't draft AJ Dillon. That you're going to be able to pick him up in the free agent pool.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Because you said that Aaron Jones is going to do really well in the beginning of the year. So if I drafted AJ Dillon and I did, and you know you're playing the game, you have a couple weeks in, Aaron Jones is just killing it, and Dillon's not really doing much. You're going to drop that guy pretty quick, you know, and go in a different direction, you know. So you might that might be a guy that you're going to get off the free agent. That's what I'm hearing you're saying. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
listen,
yeah. I think that's a good case for guys like him and Pollard and Latavius Murray. I think those would probably be three of the guys out of the bunch of, just bench warmers, guys that you have in case something happens. Those are probably the three guys you go after.
Yeah. Now, what I did want to talk a little bit more about let's just go and talk about it now. I guess I can go back to the other question afterwards. We don't have to keep it all grouped in like that. We can go a little weird. Okay, AJ Dillon. Okay, the Packers running back coach Ben Simmons. Okay, he stated that the team. This is what the running back coach stated, that the team will lean on AJ Dillon a lot more in 2021. Okay, so does that? I don't think that there's any way that Dillon's going to step into Jamal Williams' role, mainly because, Williams, dude. He averaged like 2.5 receptions per game and 8 carries.
He's very good at pass protection as well, which is something Rodgers likes.
Yeah, and I don't know if Dillon is good at that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is because I don't think that Aaron Jones isn't as good as pass protection as Jamal Williams is. That's why Jamal Williams was there. And I don't think that Dillon is going to just magically be a perfect pass catcher his second year in the NFL. So, that would probably keep them from giving him the Williams level volume that you're talking about.
Yeah, I know that Matt LaFleur, he's traditionally, he's never really given any type of running back the heavy workload. That's not something that he's always done, and it's. I'm just wondering if it's. I think it's unlikely for that to start in 2021. So that's another reason for what you're saying about Aaron Jones should not be your RB1 because of that. He's even if Jones is more involved in the passing games, it seems true to me that Dillon could take some of Jones' carries along with the ones that Williams left behind. It's going to keep Jones in check. It's going to be more of a you have to guess the blowouts, and that will be a Dillon game.
Yeah, it will be a Dillon game. That's a great call.
Yeah, but Dillon, if you can hold on to him, if you can hold on to AJ Dillon, I think he would be a good draft pick. But if you can hold on to him, I don't think anybody is. There's only one person I think that would do that, and that would be Ethan the Doc Marshall. I think. Hold on to Dillon. Yeah, that guy he held on to Boston Scott through it all. Whenever he had Miles Sanders, he held.
He's the only one in fantasy I know who can hold longer than me. I have to give him props for that because I'm a good holder too.
Yeah. Well, I held on to Madison until it didn't turn out.
I held on to Montgomery and Taylor last year.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. The one thing I wanted to ask you about Rodgers, though. Of course, you already know
that's the big one.
He turned down a 2-year extension in the offseason. Yeah, and that would actually would have made him the highest paid player, in the league. And so I'm wondering if there's still something to it. Do you think he's really back? Do you think because I just told you about that tweet, and you said that's how they talk. So everything points to that level, but
I think he's mad. You know why I think he's mad. He's mad because Tom Brady's been having his little victory lap, and he's been talking his shit all year ever since he won the Super Bowl. And he had to fucking play that golf thing with Brady, and now he's pissed.
Okay.
Because he thinks he's a better quarterback than Brady, and technically he's correct. But he hasn't.
I see. So
he hasn't won as many Super Bowls.
So do you think? So you're saying he wants to go back to Green Bay to try to win some more Super Bowls? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like I think he took a look around and he's like, well, I have a better chance with these motherfuckers than if I try going out and making. It's like, where are you gonna win a championship? The Bears, Matt Nagy? You're not gonna do that. Yeah, everyone was talking about him going to the Broncos. For those listening on High Volume Music Radio, Brian is pointing to his Denver Broncos cap because he refuses to rep the H. I'm ratting you out, Brian. I'm joking.
It's true.
No, he has a Texan sticker on his poster in his room, so it's even. It
says hope.
It says hope.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, man. I was a little slow to the party on this, man. But you said Matt Nagy.
I did say Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
you got
magic word.
You got that.
You gotta love that, man. Yeah. So, but you actually did, put out a good segue, man. A report that came out after our last show was that Tom Brady was playing with a torn MCL in his right knee in 2020 that required surgery in February to repair. Now, the recovery timeline doesn't affect his Week 1 next season, so there's optimism that he will play even better this season than last season, even though he's a year older. Connor, is that true? Is that a warranted thought?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
C'est la, man. C'est la. I feel like I've been talking a lot. I don't really feel a lot on this one.
Well, really? Okay. Well, I think that he's actually going to actually play better. Not necessarily because of his knee. Of course, it always feels better whenever your knee doesn't hurt. But dude, he's got another year. With he has a year now under his belt with these players. Like last year, whenever he started off slow because he was still trying to learn it. They COVID messed up even the training camp, so there was they couldn't get their timing down or anything like that. He had no idea the idiosyncrasies of Godwin or Evans, so he was learning everything, right? So now he's going to have those two guys, and Antonio Brown, of course, is coming back, and then he'll have Gronk and now O.J. Howard. He's also going to have a better. Yeah, he's gonna have like Gio Bernard to throw to, so that's a good pass catching back. He's gonna have a lot of weapons, and this guy is going like in the double digit rounds in the drafts that I've been doing also. So man, that's a great value right there. So I think he's gonna have a good, better season next year than he did last year. So I'm really comfortable with him being my QB1. Let me ask you, Connor. With everything I laid out for you right there, if you had then you have the choice between Jalen Hurts or Tom Brady. Who do you choose?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, Tom Brady or Tannehill?
No, Brady.
Okay, so there's the line. Okay, all right. I knew it was somewhere
I'm
around
way
there.
less. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm way less keen on Tannehill than you are.
Oh, okay.
But I would draft Matthew Stafford over Brady for point of reference.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's not a knock on Brady. It's because I know that Brady's going to have those games where it's like, I'm going to hand the ball off 50 times. Like, he's going to have a couple games like that,
He might have been doing that because his knee hurt. Okay, so
no,
that's
but
what I would be saying.
he did that at the Patriots too. Like, are you saying? I'm just trying to get this straight. So, do you think the path is that Brady's just he's unleashed, he's living life, I'm living my best life, and he's just flinging it. He's just flinging it every game this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, at least to start off, I mean, like maybe not the whole game, but at least the beginning, he'll get you numbers.
How many touchdowns this year do you think he's gonna get?
16.
Only 16 touchdowns, Tom Brady.
Yeah. No, well, you get a number then.
Okay, well, like, remember the Mahomes year that he like went off? He threw like 50 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. For point of reference, Manning had a 50 touchdown season. Like Mahomes.
Well, hang on. There's an extra game, so there's right.
There is an extra game.
Yeah, so that's 17, right? So I would think he's going to average probably about 3 touchdowns a game. So that math works out to what 50? Yeah, about 51, right? Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
At home, we're pulling the calculator out. So 17 times 3 is 51. Brian is correct, guys.
How about that? That was off the top of my head. Yeah. Hey. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And we're a sports show that works blue. We can still do math, though. So Brady's going to throw 51 touchdowns. Okay. Is he going to be one of the – is he going to get some yards, or is he not really Is he not really
Nah.
getting yards like
Nah.
that? It's more about the touchdowns.
We're close to the same age. I wouldn't want to run if I didn't have to. So.
No, I'm talking about throwing yards.
Oh, throwing. Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
what I'm
asking me
trying
if
to
he's
say.
going to.
Is he going to rack up a lot of, because there's different style. Breeze he wouldn't be throwing like
absolutely.
450, yards a game.
Yeah, well, if you remember, Antonio Brown was really starting to come out towards the end of the year.
Yeah?
Because the timing was starting to hit. And so now you're going to have a full year, where they're going to be playing some scrap teams, so he's going to be chunking it, dude. Yeah, he's
the
a
NFC's
great
kind of
draft.
ripe for the taking. You have the Panthers, no offense, they're leaning on Sam Darnold, and then you got the Saints over there stuck with Voldemort as their quarterback. And then you have the Falcons who are dealing with their best weapon being gone.
Yeah. Well,
The Falcons are on
okay.
the decline.
Okay,
Already.
Hey, hang on. You play devil's advocate with that other thing. Let me do that. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can hit. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Sam Darnold. Okay, because I heard a review from a podcast that I really respect, and they're just like you. They're poo-pooing over Sam Darnold. Dude, look, there is a history of guys that left Adam Gase and did well. I mean, always. One of them being Robbie Anderson, who he's now going to be connected back up to, man. I really think Sam Darnold is going to be a lot better than people think because he has Christian McCaffrey. I mean, okay, so if he passes the ball to Christian McCaffrey and McCaffrey runs like, a 40-yard touchdown, well, it's a pass yards for Darnold. Okay, I mean, it's like right there in your face, and people are just saying, "Oh no, Sam Darnold stinks, dude." No, Adam Gase stinks.
I'm memeing. Wait, Adam Gase.
Mm-hmm. Right, Adam Gase stunk, and that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, yes, Adam Gase. Yeah, so Adam Gase stunk. So
yeah.
So that's the reason.
No. What I'm trying to remember David Carr on the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that family has quarterback talent, but he got smacked around a little too much, and it kind of fucked him up as a quarterback. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that's what's happening per se over here with Golden Boy. I'm just saying. He did get smacked around a lot. There was that one game where everyone was like, "Oh, Sam Darnold's seeing ghosts." It's like he has that going on in his head. So it's like, yeah, he can totally overcome it. I'm just saying it's not an ideal situation if you're the Panthers to be in. It's like that's our quarterback,
I disagree. 'Cause Sam Darnold lost a year also when he got mono, when he got the kissing disease. You gotta remember that. Okay, I mean, this guy hasn't really had.
He's from BYU. He wanted so many girls he could kiss in a week.
Oh, he's a loving man, loving guy. You gotta love that,
He wants to populate that planet.
Yeah, right. I'm surprised he wasn't the first one to get COVID. To be honest with you, of the NFL players. But
so pasty.
Anyway,
He doesn't have an ounce of vitamin D in him.
Oh, jeez. So he. I think that he's going to do a lot better than people think. He has not only Robbie Anderson, he has, of course, we already talked about McCaffrey, DJ Moore. He's got DJ Moore, okay, and so he has a lot of weapons.
Samuel though, so the three wide receiver sets might not be as good.
I think he'll be fine, man. I think he's going to do really, really well, man. And who is he?
You think Ian Thomas is going to step up?
Yeah, no, I never think Ian Thomas is going to step up. Yeah, that's not a guy I'm factoring in. I'm factoring in, of course, Anderson, DJ Moore, and McCaffrey, and that's all you really need to make this guy be higher than what people think he's going to be. They think that he's going to be terrible, and I don't think so. I think he's going to probably give you, a good, like a solid 18 points, a game, and then he'll have the occasional like 22, 23 game, point game. So, I mean, that's something that's dependable. If you build your roster right, especially if you're picking that, like, let's say last pick of the draft, you have a pretty strong team, and all you need is just to have a quarterback that just produces numbers like that is dependable. So I think he's a lot bigger asset than people think.
Okay.
So, yeah, I wanted to make sure to talk about that. There was another person you were talking about when you were on your tirade that I was going to disprove. I forgot who it was, though. Yeah.
The tirade
Do you
about
remember?
what now? About
Well,
Brady?
you're talking about the NFC. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. The NFC.
Was it the Saints or was it the Falcons?
The Falcons.
It was the Falcons because you think that
Yes.
Calvin Ridley's better than Julio Jones.
Yes, I think Calvin Ridley's going to be a great RB1. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Now I do want to talk about some Pyrot. Okay, I think there's some Pyrot there, man.
You need to
okay.
get a flies sound bit. Bzz, bzz,
Oh. Wait, do you know what Pyrot is?
Yeah.
What?
It's like pie has been out for too long and is rot.
Jeez, dude. No, it's fake gold. Fake gold. That's the. It's dude.
I've always
Come on,
thought
man.
it was literally like pie that's gone bad and it's like
Yeah.
got mold and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well,
from
no,
far
I mean,
away it looks good and you're all excited.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's probably there is a sentence
I like
in this,
thinking
in
about it
English.
my way better because I'm the gut and that helps me stay away from players way better than fake
Okay,
gold.
whatever the case may be, and I think that's Mike Davis. Okay, because it's really exciting.
Oh!
It's really exciting, because he did such a great job with Carolina, who has pretty much kind of had the same O line that Atlanta has now, and that they paid him all this money, and so he looks like he can carry the load. However, I don't know. I think that's going to be a passing offense. I really don't think it's going to be that much of a running offense. So you're going to have to. What you think maybe like 8 to 10 carries is going to be, a good the best. I guess average, you think? 8 to 10 carries a game at the most? Because they're going to be passing it to Ridley, they're going to be passing it to Pitts. The Hayden Hurst is still there. And also the other guy nobody's talking about that you can't forget that I think is going to be the biggest beneficiary of Julio Jones leaving, which is Russell Gage. That guy, he was having a phenomenal year until he got hurt. And then every time Calvin, this is why you don't like Calvin Ridley, is because every time that Julio Jones was out, Calvin really didn't do very well. He did better whenever he was the second banana instead of he was Robin instead of Batman. Now he's Batman.
He's
Robin.
like Pippen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Now he's Jordan. Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, Pippen, when Pippen went to his own team, he couldn't handle his own team. I feel you, dude. I get you. But in the setup of Jordan and Pippin's situation, he would be the Jordan.
No,
and
I'm saying
Pippen,
this is a year like.
No, let me finish. And the one that would be Pippen is Russell Gage. But now, go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
No. I was just gonna say I think the Falcons are on the decline.
Okay.
That's just me personally. I'm not drafting. I'm not looking at them as a team that I'm interested in being a part of when it comes to owning a running back until I see them spend either first round or high second round draft capital on a running back and they address the offensive line. Both of those things need to happen. Okay.
I feel you on that.
Just because historically what they've been as a team,
Yeah, I will admit that my optimism is 100% laying on one man's shoulder and one man's shoulders only.
That's Mike Davis.
And Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt
Ryan. Yeah. So if Matt Ryan is washed, try to say that Matt Ryan is washed. Try to say that real fast.
Matt Ryan is washed.
Is that weird? No, he's like, everybody listening, say it right now. Matt Ryan is washed.
Matt Ryan is washed.
Yeah, it's
Matt,
weird.
like, no, stop saying it. Matt Ryan is washed.
just the way it feels in the mouth. But
Feels good.
yeah.
It's got a good mouthfeel.
Okay, yikes.
Matt
But
Ryan is washed.
but no, my point is that if he is, then everything I just said goes out the window. But other than the Mike Davis take, because that's exasperated to the max, where it definitely would be
Not
bad.
necessarily.
Now, what's your
Le'Veon Bell was getting 20 carries a game as a Jet. That wasn't giving you anything for fantasy. I should know. I started him those games.
Yeah, well, Le'Veon Bell also took a year off, and he was he was not the same guy whenever
I was
he came
supposed to
back.
be the best. Then I got high.
That's great.
That's
dude.
Le'Veon
That's
Bell
great.
as an NFL. Him and Josh
Well,
Gordon.
Get your opinion of Kyle Pitts, because every time we bring Kyle Pitts on, it's usually when Brock's here, and Brock is just like he loves that man.
Yeah,
Get
he
your,
loves
what,
that
what,
man. That's
what's
how
your-
they are in Dallas. That's what I've heard. No, Kyle Pitts, man, he's a good player, but I just don't think he's gonna. I don't think the price is correct for what he's going to do this year. I think this would be a good price for year 2 Kyle Pitts. I hope I'm wrong.
Round 10-man league, okay, because everybody's listening either through the High Volume Music Radio app, thank you very much, or watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. You guys are very special. Yeah.
That being said, fuck 12-man leagues and fuck waiver wire.
The way that I look at it, that's the way Connor looks at it. The way that I look at it is that if you listen to podcasts, you're going to hear they always talk about 12-man, always talk about 12-man, always talk about 12-man. So guess what? Guess what's really covered? 12-man. Okay, what's not covered is 10-man. Okay, and so that's why
what's better than 12-man?
10-man. I love 10-man a lot better than 10-man league. So anyway, so in a 10-man league, where would you draft Kyle Pitts?
I think he's going in around the 8th, but the ADP changed, so I could be wrong. Like
no.
To the 8th, right?
Yeah. Let's say that 8th round. Is he an 8th round pick? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's going at for this year. It's that I don't want to draft him that high because here's the thing: if you draft Kyle Pitts that high, the presupposition is that he's a lock because you're paying a high price for a tight end. But that might not be the case. It might be the kind of thing where he sucks for the first half of the year and then he's awesome. So you have to hold in that situation. So what I'm saying is if you draft him and that's you didn't draft anyone else at tight end and you didn't pay attention to the waiver wire the first 3 weeks because you thought you had Kyle Pitts and then you have to ride out another 4 weeks of that, like that would suck, you know? That's why I'm saying, like, me personally, I don't want to do that. I'd rather, draft someone like Mark Andrews, who's a little more expensive, but I know he's gonna ball hard.
Okay, this is what I hear you saying. Pay attention to the guy, to the guy or gal, the team that drafts Kyle Pitts in your draft.
Trade for him when he does bad.
And watch what they do. Watch what they do, and look where their weakness is. What did they give up in those rounds in order to grab Kyle Pitts? And then whenever you get to the later rounds where you're grabbing stuff that people that are still useful in the event if you pick too high on a player, like if you picked, like we talked about Kelsey, like in the first round or something.
Yeah, screwed if Pitts has a great game to start out the year. Like he has to have to suck. He has to have to suck every game for it to.
Yeah,
win.
but he would be a good trade target though that you could do.
Yeah, that is true. If he was sucking for like the first 4 games,
you could pick a good tight end. Like let's say like Tunyon. Now that Aaron Rodgers is coming back, you can get Tonka like in about the 11th round or 12th round or something like that,
and
then you might be able to trade him to Kyle Pitts because you've already got your tight end one. So
or more realistically, you could do something like Mike Gesicki.
Yes, that's correct.
Those guys are the same. That's the other reason why I'm not going to draft Kyle Pitts because Mike Gesicki is in his 3rd year now, and the magic year, and he's got a quarterback who's too short to throw to anybody else except the tight end. So he's got a good situation. He's got
come on, man,
he's got a good situation going on, man.
Miami's going to be a firepower, man. They really
they're good offense. They're a good offense, and they have an underrated defense. They're going to be a good team.
What's your thoughts on Myles Gaskin? On Miami,
I'm of the opinion that he's gonna be good, but I think that Tua and Hurts are 2 guys that are gonna go off. I think that Hurts is gonna be a lot more efficient than Tua. I do think that Tua actually has more promise because I don't think he's gonna get hit as much this year running the football as Hurts. I think that Hurts is gonna ball hard this year. And he's going to try to get to the playoffs because that division sucks, and you don't have to win very many games to make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
Question.
Question. Okay. Who do you choose? You have Myles Gaskin. Okay, to draft. You have Myles Gaskin. Okay. Mike Davis. Okay.
Oh.
Darrell Henderson.
Oh, not Henderson.
Or Kareem Hunt. Who do you draft in that spot? Gaskin. All right. Hunt. Then Henderson.
I think you draft them in that exact order.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you draft them Gaskin, because he
Okay.
has more upside than Hunt. Hunt's,
Okay.
I mean, it depends on a different strategy. Because it's like if you're doing 0 RB, I still think you go for Gaskin over Hunt because you have more prospect, right?
Well, yeah, Gaskin has his concern is, of course, Malcolm Brown stealing from him. But to your point,
I'd rather
he
have
is
Malcolm.
going to, whenever the first snap of the game, it should be Gaskin out on that field.
And I'm less scared of Malcolm Brown than I am of Nick Chubb. Like what you were just about to say is going to start the game for the Browns.
There you go.
We were talking about this last night. Kareem Hunt's not going to really be coming into the second half, unless it's like a blowout.
Mm-hmm. And even then, that's not really guaranteed.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's kind of a cap with him. And I love Kareem Hunt. I do. If I had a choice between Kareem Hunt or Mike Davis, I would definitely do that. But usually in that spot, Etienne would be available. So, and I would pick him above those two guys.
Yeah, I love Etienne.
Yeah, but remember, this is a good time to mention that anytime you draft any type of rookie running back, remember, just be patient. Be very patient. Seriously, hold on. Even if they don't produce the first month, hold on. I mistakenly dropped DeAndre Swift way too early last year, and of course he had a great end of the year. So yeah, you draft a rookie running back, you have a contract. Okay, it's not just a draft pick. It's not like you're grabbing Corey Davis to see if that's going to stick.
If it sucks, you just have to, and hope it gets
Easy,
better.
dude. Easy.
I'm messing around.
Yikes. Okay. All right. Saints, dude. I'm going to take the chance because Brock's not here this week. He should be back, I think, next week. I say that all the time, but we're hoping he will. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the Lord says. But, dude, so I'm going to talk about defensive tackle. Okay. So please help me out here, dude. Or not help me out. Be patient and give me your opinion on this. Okay. Defensive tackle. Do you know who I'm talking about? Defensive tackle for the Saints, David. No. Onyemata? No. Okay. He's facing a multi-game suspension after testing positive for a banned substance that he said he never knowingly consumed and intends to be more aware of what he ingests. Now, okay, I know most people, if not all people, okay, other than the football fans, that are in New Orleans, anybody outside of New Orleans probably don't know who this guy is, right? But last year, 2020, he had a career year, man. 1 interception. Defensive tackle, 1 interception. 44 tackles.
For a defensive tackle.
Right. 44 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 16 QB hits, and 6.5 sacks.
Oh, I like that.
Now, yeah, dude, that's a power guy. I mean, that's going to be missed. So, it does, of course, it does lower the Saints' D. But let me ask you, sir, does it rise any of the QBs that are played against New Orleans for at least the first month?
Yeah, I mean, I think that also would depend on the caliber of the team that the Saints were playing in that particular game. I think this is one of the things where it's like it'd be more obvious if they were playing like the Chiefs or the Bucks or like a really good offense.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and I have their first month schedule here in front of me. Okay, so you just I'll say the name and you tell me. Well, was this going to raise?
Say them all, and I'll digest it all.
Well, no.
Say them one at a time. What am
correct,
I saying?
and then you tell me that yes, it's going to raise that QB. Yeah, man, it's. I'm trying to make it interesting, sir. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry you have to hear that.
That's what I want to hear.
First week, Packers.
Yeah.
At home against the Packers.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take it out on the Saints.
Okay, week 2, they are at Carolina.
So they're starting out on the road. I think that the Carolina game is a toss-up because they're a divisional rival.
No, I'm asking you, does that rise the quarterback? That's the question.
Does that raise
Yes,
Sam Darnold?
Correct.
No, I still think the Saints have a stranglehold over. It's a mental thing. It's like the Colts with the Texans.
Dude, the guys that okay, all right. I'm asking your thoughts. Okay, all right. And week 3.
I'm just trying to be candid.
Okay, well, it's just I don't agree. How about that? Okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right, week 3 at Patriots.
This one is like a because this is Belichick versus Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. And I think that Belichick is a better coach than Sean Payton. So I feel like I have to say yes. Yes,
Okay.
This is going to benefit the Patriots.
Okay,
That the
all right.
quarterback play is going to do good that week.
Be it Newton or the rookie, correct?
Yeah, now if it turns out that the quarterback sucks and the running backs are really good, that's why I don't like the Patriots for fantasy.
Oh, dude, I love Damian Harris, man. I mean, seriously, I'm shooting to have that guy on my
What
bench.
if
I
like
really
Sony Michel
want
goes
that
off
guy.
that week?
Dude,
Yeah, another
I'm-
one of those 3 carries, 3
Yeah.
touchdowns.
No, dude, no. This guy's amazing. Seriously, he was going
But
to be.
Sony Michel knows how to cast a wicked spell.
No,
Carry
no,
for
no.
3 touchdowns on 3 carries.
Last season, Damian Harris was being talked up by Belichick as being the lead back,
Well,
and he had it. He
Damian
had the
Harris.
stranglehold.
He's a really
until
good
you
football
heard,
player.
Right.
He does all
until
the
you
things
heard,
I tell him to.
until you hurt his wrist. Yeah, and then that.
Until he
then,
hurt
of
his
course-
fucking wrist like a pussy.
Yeah, he was out for half a year, and so people kind of forgot about it. Took him a little bit of time to get used to it, So I think he's going to have a big year. I love Damian Harris, especially like in seventh or eighth round. That's when you can get him. That's a great value. All right, week 4 at home against the Giants.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that lifts Daniel Jones. Okay, interesting.
Let's go for Saquon too.
I think that you just hate Sam Darnold. That's what I'm starting to think, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever you see a man get defeated like that, it's hard for you to believe in him.
Okay, then there you go. There's the truth there. So digest
And I
everything he
believe I
told you.
believe in Daniel, more.
Okay.
I believe in Daniel Jones more than Sam Darnold.
Okay. All right.
Plus, I kind of like the Giants.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's the lineup, and so the Saints D actually the ADP adjusted accordingly and dropped pretty low. I think even under the Patriots, because if you remember last time you were probably mocking, they were way up there, on the list, but they have dropped.
Well, they're a value
So.
then.
Yeah, so I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he's going to be out for a while. All right, let's just do one more, because I think this is interesting. All right, this is just interesting to me. Okay, so reports out of WTF. Okay, and WTF, what team is that,
Washington
Connor?
football team.
Oh, yes, Washington team football.
Washington
Yeah,
team football.
yeah. I mean, it's just like that. I mean, it's we just mess, we moved the letters around a little bit.
I
but hey,
like
it's just-
it. I
Me
think it's
too.
better than theirs. I think they should.
Yes!
They should change it to ours.
They should change it to Washington team football instead of Washington football
WTF.
team.
Own it.
Yeah.
You could be the only. You could be the only football team with a cool name like that. All the
Yeah.
other people, they got lame. Square. Just we're the New York. We're the Dallas Cowboys. We're WTF. What the fuck?
Yeah. You want to get a younger audience, there you go, man. That
Let's
speaks
go.
to them. Right there. But out of minicamp is that Taylor Heineke. Do you know that name?
Yeah, it's the quarterback that played in the playoff game last year.
Yes, he is outplaying Ryan Fitzpatrick. In fact, the quotes are that Heineke looked better than Fitzpatrick and had a damn good minicamp. Now, of course, you got to remember that Heineke was playing against a defense featuring backups and a few starters, while Fitzpatrick was playing against the starters. My little notes here. And Heineke also impressed during a portion of camp that prohibits the defense from hitting the quarterback. So he wasn't worried about excessive pressure or wearing pads. And I'm down. I mean, with that information, are you downplaying that news of Heineke outplaying Fitzpatrick? Who do you think is going to be the guy that is going to take the first snap for WTF Week 1?
Fitzpatrick.
Okay, so this is really just no news, right?
No, it's. I mean, the assumption is they brought Fitzy in to kind of Alex Smith him, like Alex Smith did with Mahomes. Just kind of show him the ropes, because Fitz is a smart guy. He's a smart guy. I know he has sporadic play, but he's a smart guy. He's played for a lot of teams, so he probably has a lot of experience and just shit that he can pass on. I mean, no one that's signing Fitz is like, oh, this is gonna be our guy that's gonna get us through all year. He's just a guy in the room.
Okay, well let me go and ask you this then. All right, so you're basically saying that he has kind of a pitchent, okay, to being benched for other QBs. So everybody's so excited about McLaurin because Fitzpatrick is his quarterback. Now, if Heineke is the quarterback, are you still excited about McLaurin?
Yeah, the thing about McLaurin is he's matchup proof because he is such a hard worker. He is so respected in the locker room, and he just has that. I mean, he has. Out of all the wide receivers in the league right now, he is my favorite because he is very humble, he works very hard, and he's very good at what he does. He's both physically talented and he's very technically sound. You know, he's not doing Jerry Rice things, but it's Jerry Rice-esque. You get what I'm saying? And that's great for fantasy. So what I'm thinking is, like, you know, when Fitz is the quarterback, it's going to be awesome for him because there's going to be increased volume. There's just more balls being thrown. And,
right.
But when Heineke is in, Scary Terry is going to be that guy that he's counting on to get that third down. He's still going to be, you know, a consistent guy.
Okay. Now, I would think that it makes me a little bit less nervous about drafting Logan Thomas. Not as my tight end 1, but maybe as my tight end 2. Because if that change happens, then I think Heineke's going to look towards Thomas more than Fitzpatrick would. So
I think Fitz is going to feed Curtis Samuel.
Oh, you don't think he's going to feed McLaurin? You don't think that's going to be his cow?
I think he's gonna feed multiple wide receivers like he's shown a tendency to. I'm agreeing with you. I think Logan Thomas, he isn't gonna eat, but what I'm saying is, you know, Fitz is gonna be thrown to more than one wide receiver.
I got
maybe
you.
He's thrown to Gibson.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I feel you.
Yeah, but I agree with you. When Heineke's in, yeah, Thomas would probably be, he and Terry would be the guys. Maybe Gibson, you know, we don't know. He's kind of the X factor. I can tell that neither of us feel comfortable, you know, putting the stamp. Because doesn't it feel weird how? Because I love Ron Rivera. You know, I love Ron Rivera. I go out of my way to say it every time we talk about him on the show. But I don't trust him saying that Gibson's the new McCaffrey.
Yeah, I can understand him saying that.
That's a thing that you're supposed to say in that situation.
Of course. You know, that's backing your guy, especially since you are intimate with McCaffrey and, you know, all that nice stuff. I mean, yeah, it all makes sense. But you mentioned a person that I think is going to kind of put a lower ceiling on Gibson, especially not where I want to draft him in the second round, which is Curtis Samuel. You know, Curtis Samuel is going to cut off some of that top, you know, off of Gibson, you know, and so is Fitzpatrick. Because Fitzpatrick normally likes to, you know, take shots downfield, not really, you know, dump, you know. So, I'm kind of out on Gibson with the price. I don't want to, you know, get him on the second round, you know. It's maybe I would start looking at him as my, you know, RB2 in the third round, maybe, you know, depending on what's there, you know. So I don't know. I put David Montgomery above Gibson, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because the thing about David Montgomery is he's cheaper than Gibson, and he has just as much prospect for the second half of the year. He's one of those guys that whenever it snows, you want him. You want him.
Gotcha. Okay, well, oh my gosh, dude. So when you hear music like that, it makes you think about what?
About landing a plane.
Yeah, I think it's time to land that plane, man.
It's been a great show, guys.
Yeah. This is where we focus on. Yeah, and we allowed to actually go into what the reason why the show was actually born, which was because of what we were wanting to do is have a rabbit hole show that gives out all this information in different directions and hopefully accomplish that. Again, we'd like to go ahead and thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys enjoyed watching and listening, people on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do that. You know, Connor, seriously, man, if they're entertained, I'm going to ask you two generational beefheads bantering about. What do they do, sir?
Like like and subscribe to the channel, and make sure to go to the description because that's where we link our sponsors. Once again, shout out to Sports Host. Many options. They got every sport you can want on there. Download the app in the link below, and download the High Volume Music Radio app, link in the description, where you can hear. There's too many cool shows on there for me to name them all. Too many.
Well, I got them, man. I got them. Yeah, but make sure to do that. Make sure to do that. And if you're listening to us on the High Volume Music Radio app, but you haven't liked and subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't downloaded the High Volume Music Radio app, please do so.
Diversification.
Right. So on behalf of Connor, the Gut Marshall, and me, your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, we want to thank you for watching. We hope that this year is a damn sight better than the last. Time for some party shots. Connor, what's your party shot?
This is the time, we were talking about this yesterday, this is when you put in the work for fantasy. For those guys that have been waiting all year for fantasy football to happen, this is when the shit gets real, man.
Agreed. And my parting shot would be, Commissioners, remove the waiver wire.
Yeah. Freedom. America. Fuck this communist bullshit.
Freedom. Do it. You'll love it. You'll never go
Rage
back.
Against the Machine song.
Yeah. Exactly. It's time to let go. Time to change it up. Come on. It's time to open your arms. Take the training wheels off. Let's do it. Just hear that. Oh, yeah. That's you. That could be your league. If you take off the waiver wire. Anyway, last line, Connor. Let's do it. Remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life,
don't dream it, be it.
Yeah, enjoy your week.
Hold your rings with me. Show the people our rings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to that burning soul over there, dude.
Oh, yeah.